It's December, and on this channel, it can mean only one thing, that we take this time to look back on the last year of investing and see how well I did. I'm going to let you see my portfolio, see how much I invested, did I hit the goals that I wanted to, and did those investments do well? And most importantly, did I finally hit that £100,000 invested mark? All of this will be revealed and more in just a moment. All right, welcome. We're getting into my finances, so listen. Bear with me. This is not going to be your well-curated, well-scripted video that I like to do. This is going to be much more shoot from the hip and just let you have a nose in around my finances and how I put things together. And hopefully you can learn something about this. And look, if you need any help with your finances as a dad, I have a community dedicated just to this. Check out the link below. You can come join me. I'm also hosting a goal-setting workshop for your financial journey in 2025 for dads. That's on the 4th of January. Again, links will be below. With no further ado, let's get into this. So when I reflect on the year that I've had, I use an app called MoneyHub. Fantastic app here in the UK. I can't suggest enough. I'll put a link below for you too to make it nice and easy. But I use this all the time, and it just links all of my accounts as a business owner, as a personal person, as someone has credit cards and investments. It just brings it all together in one dashboard, which is what we're looking at here, which makes it much easier to keep track of things, including your spending across all the different cards, and it also tracks things like your house price going up or down. So let's see how we've done in the year. So we come in here, the first thing you get is a snapshot. This is December. You can see I've made 10 grand in earnings. I've spent around 4 grand. That's not entirely correct. I'll probably spend a little bit more because there's some on the American Express, which has been paid off, but there's still some credit on there because the payment is on the 21st of every month. So a bit of a misnomer, but it's not far off. It gives you a good understanding of how your money's doing. But this is what I want to look at here is my net worth. So you can hear January was a tough time last year. There were strikes in our industry. The strikes carried on this year, actually. I work as a stuntman in film and TV. It's been a tough time. As you can see here, I peaked out around 300,000 in January, and then I got hit by quite a few costs, and it brought my net worth right back down. I can't remember exactly what this was here, but as you can see here, this is what you want to see, this general build up. And now we're stopping the year off with 335. Very happy with that. We started at, let's call it 290, 335. All day, baby. I'll take that all day. Just so you know too, there's probably like an addition of an account that wasn't added here before of 10 grand. So we've grown some amount. That's what we're going to dig into and dive into. But this is generally what you want to look at. You just want to look at how you're doing, and this needs to go up as best you can. Your net worth is simply your accounts minus your liabilities, the things you own versus the things you owe. Then you get a cool little thing here. So we'll go into this some other time, but MoneyHub's great for this. Really what I want to look at the end of the year are a couple of things. I want to look at my income analysis and look at this, and I got a year view, and it shows me what's happened this year. Where's all my income come from? So I have quite a few different incomes coming in from different sources. This is by design because I'm trying to move out of stunts, which is my salary. You can see I did about 100 grand on that before tax. Don't forget, that's before tax. But I've been trying to get this number up, which is my yoga income. That's probably better described now as a side hustle income. But this is my meditations I sell, as well as my my work for Sky TV doing meditations and yoga too. So that's good. That number's creeping up now. So it's like I've got another part-time job while I'm doing this full-time job. That's kind of part-time too nowadays because I'm trying to move into this world because I just see there's much more value. Sales, what I did here is I sold a painting. That took ages. I bought it for 400, so there was a 10x, not 10x, 100x, no, 10x. Yeah, that was exciting. A 10x increase in price of that painting. That's amazing. However, I wouldn't suggest getting into art as an investment. It took ages to sell it, lots of back and forth, and I also have 5 other paintings that haven't moved in price at all. Then we have residuals, which is my work on TV, means that I get paid some money from the ticket sales. This is not quite correct here, and that's because sometimes it gets allocated into my salary instead of into the residuals. This is probably around 5K. Then we have school, which is where I host my community for dads as well as for meditation teachers, and I sell courses in there. So I've done £1,000 in courses. It's my first year doing it. Not bad. I've been getting really down on myself about it because I'm like, am I doing well enough in this side hustle realm? But you know what? £1,000 is not bad for the first year. Let's see how it is next year. Then I do a financial course for the Stunt community, and this was just a few resales of the courses I ran the year before. As you can see, the year before I almost did $7,000. That's amazing. But this year just 400. And there wasn't much of a market to do courses for the Stunt community, because you're probably thinking, why didn't you do more of that? With everyone being on strike, AI, not much work being around, there wasn't that much demand. We're a very small community, so that $7,000 is probably the majority of people that are going to do the course will do it. I don't know if there's a lot more for them to do here. That's why I've moved into helping dads, because that market is much bigger. The Stunt community in the UK is like 400 people, so there's not a huge market for it. Okay, then savings and investment income. These are dividends. So when you own a company, you may or may not know when you own a company. When you buy shares in some companies, they will pay you a dividend to say thank you for giving them money, because it helps them grow their business. I got paid $248 from my one investment, and I have some interest that is coming from just holding bank accounts at different places. I got paid to be on TV on Good Morning Britain. That was kind of fun. Then YouTube's paid me £64 this year. Not very much, but it's not bad. It's something. And then this is kind of interesting. I got money back from TSB for fulfilling out their terms. So this was something they offered up, rewards for just changing services, which I did in November last year. So I actually got £200 in total from them. Worth changing your bank account, trust me, especially if you're with HSBC. They don't really do anything like that. And that is all the money that I came in. So what I do with this is I like to put it all together onto a sheet to show where my money is coming in. Now, this isn't about the outgoings, which is something I look at a lot anyway, but that's not for now. I want to look at the investments. So the next thing I do in Money Hub is I go in and I check out a very nice thing here. Investment analysis we'll get to in a moment. But what I want to do is look at my actual investment situation. So when I go in here, I say, right, I'm someone who purports that we should be saving about 20% of our income. So I take all of those earnings I've just done, I get a total, I then adjust for tax. It's not adjusted for VAT though, so that's something I'll probably have to do. And it is adjusted for VAT too. So 102,000 is roughly what I've earned. So 20,000 is what I should be saving. In 2024, I saved 14,625. Not bad as a percentage. It's 71% of what I should be doing. So I've done like 14.5% as a savings rate, an investment rate. I have an emergency fund too. So a lot of money's gone into that because I've been really focused on that. So it may be closer to 20, but in terms of just pure investments, we're at 14,000. So let's see how that breaks down. Firstly, these are what it should break down to, okay? So investment goals, 20 grand monthly, that's £1,700 I should be putting aside. And then what I did here is I just made this out to be 100%, and I thought, okay, these are the things I need to invest in. My pension, my ISA, Jet, who's my son, and Bitcoin, or like crypto high risk investments. And as you can see here, the majority should be going into my pension, then into my ISA, which is a high savings account, personal savings account, which is instant access. Jet, I know I should be putting some money aside for him. So what I started, if I go through here, is I knew using a pension calculator that I need to be saving around £900 a month to get me to 1,080,000 by the time I'm 60. That is the required amount I need, or I want to have. I also know that I want to get to around 100 grand in investments personally by the time I'm 50. So I need to save 450. So start putting these numbers in. I know that if I save £200 for Jet, that'll pay for his college as well as a down payment on a house if I start paying that in. And then I kind of, whatever's left over, I put into Bitcoin at 7%. Some people say around 5% of your investment should be this. So now I have some benchmarks here. So this is pretty cool. I have my benchmarks monthly, yearly. So what I do then is I look at how I've done with my investing. Okay, so here are my investments. Now there's been a slight change here because I've moved my ISA over, but this will still work for what we want to do. What I would like to do here is just see what I've put in this year, because I do it as a standing order, but also I top it up sometimes. So it's hard for me to keep track of, exactly what I've done with my money. So what I want to know is my cash statement, I think it is. And I want to do 1 year. And charges, payments in. Here we go. So here, as you can see, now for my ISA, for instance, I can see all the different payments I've made into my ISA, and for my SIP, my pension pot, I can see all the amounts. And because I put these pension amounts at different intervals, at random amounts, it's hard for me to ever remember. You can only have one direct debit set up with AJ Bell, so that's why I don't have it as a set and forget. I already have that set up with my financial advisor, which we'll get to. So when I track my money, here's my pension. Those are all my amounts I've done with AJ Bell. Then I have a financial advisor. I give £400 every month. So that's nice and easy. It's 400, 800. So total, I did 9,000 odd. I should have been getting 10,800. So I got 86. That's an A. So not bad. But I could top that up a bit more just to get to that mark if I want. ISA, same deal. I did all this, but again, I have another place I invest money, which is Invest Engine. I can show you that here. So again, this is a bit confusing because I switched over from AJ Bell to here. So we can see here, let's go. Any portfolio? No. What I want to see, I want to see my top-ups, just money I've put in. You can see I put £1,000 in this year. So I just had that £1,000 over there, and then I did a cheeky 350 into AJ Bell at the end of the year. So 5,000 I put in, 5,400. So I get another A plus, 92%. And then Bitcoin, as you can see here, 100, 200, and that gave me £300 into Bitcoin, 12% of what I want to do. But I've only made this up now, so forgive me. So I'm not bad off. Jet, I've put £200 in too, but we don't have to worry about that right now. That's something I'll probably do next year because I started only in December. What we really want to see is how have these investments done. So I know I've kept up with my investing pretty well. I've got my plan for next year. But let's have a look at these actual accounts now and see why this year has been such an important year to invest. So we're going to my SIP first. I have a couple of different holdings. This is the main one, Target Retirement. As you can see, I put most of my money in there. And that's up 9.61%. This Vanguard 500 is up 31%. But all in all, I'm up 10%. Not bad. And I've increased my investments by 800 odd pounds, 843 pounds for nothing, just for holding money. That's in my pension pot. Is that my pension pot? Yeah, it's my pension pot. Now let's have a look at my ISA. This one's the confusing one because I've just moved a whole lot over to Invest Engine for various reasons, which I've spoken about many times. In here, you'll see I have some cheeky ones. MicroStrategy, these are the guys that make the skinny pen, and these are not doing great, but that's why I have some allocation to fund money. And then this is the standard money. As you can see, not much change here, and it looks pretty bad if you don't consider Invest Engine has my majority of my ISA now. And again, this looks bad because I've just switched it all over to here. So this looks like it's down since I've bought it. But if we look in here, I've held this since the beginning of the year. So how's it done? It's done 28% over the year. All of my holdings have done roughly. This one is done. Let's see the 1 year. This is done 42% increase. So it's done like these numbers are done pretty well. How is this one? This one doesn't really do well because it's a dividend stock. It means it pays you out rather than grows. So we don't expect to see too much on there. So down 0.5%. And let's see what else we got. Gold. And you can see 1 year, gold is up 27. So you can see the holdings have done very well. My stuff has done pretty well here. Now, if we go into my financial advisor, again, I have money in multiple places. I pay this guy to invest for me. So hopefully he can do better than me. So when we look at the ISA first, let's see how he did. Remember, I've done probably like 20%. He's done 26% increase in my money. And in total, he's made me almost $3,000 on the ISA I hold with him. Then for my SIP, let's have a look. All right, how's he done? He's done almost 20% here, and he's brought me in almost $6,000. Great money that, for nothing. That's just holding your money. So this is all great. Happy with that. I can fill in all of those things if I want. But really what I would just want to show you here is how the money can stack up in different places and how well it does, and how money can very much just grow extra money. Now, going forward, what am I going to do with my investments? Well, as you can see here, I've already made some goals for myself. I know that I'm going to need about $1,700 a month just to invest to keep up with these things because I have my goals in mind. Am I going to invest in anything different? For one, if you look at my Invest Engine portfolio, it looks quite confusing, but there is some method to this madness. I am exposed to America. A lot of people saying America is overvalued at the moment. I think it's still cool to be allocated towards there. Technology is going to be big, I think, with AI. I always hedge with some physical gold. Always good to have that. Franklin FTSE in India is basically just the Indian stock market, the Nifty 50. That's primed to be a good place. I want some exposure. But you'll notice that I have all these holdings. But if we look at how these are divided up, you'll see here I have got, if I make me small, what we've got here is I've got some alternatives, 5% bonds and 85% equity. So it's quite high risk in that regard. But then if we look at regions, I'm spread out around the world. North America mainly because I think they are still going to do well. Emerging markets I don't want to sleep on. The UK, some exposure, but not much. But it means that if something goes down, I'm still held up by these other regions. Sectors, technology, industry, financial, consumer. You can see I've got quite a good breakdown. And I'm not heavily into any one of these companies. I'm spread out on lots of different ways. And that's how I'll remain to do it. If the stock market does go down, I'll probably buy more. If the stock market goes up, I'll probably buy the same amount. It's just when it goes down, when the price drops, I'll probably double what I'm putting in there because I know that these things will bounce back. And with Bitcoin, I'm going to be a little bit more bullish on Bitcoin and Ripple. Just to note, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I'll be doing. If you want to join a community of dads, though, that talk about this kind of thing, and you'd like to know more how to invest, how to make this your year, then let me know. Now, the big thing is, did I make it to 100,000 in investments? Let's have a little look. Investment analysis, 93,000. We're so close. We're so close. Okay. And then this is what I like about Money Hub. You can see all the different holdings. Bitcoin's really popped me up. If that changes, obviously that goes back down. But this is a good place to be. All right, 93,000. I'm aiming for that 100,000 because you know it's what Charlie Munger said we should do. And hopefully, well, I'm on track if we follow my own little guide here. But this time next year, I should have 20 grand more in my investments, assuming that they don't change at all. That's just the cash value. And that's it. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this. Let's see how we do next year with these investments. And if you want access to my budget slide or any of these things we've looked at today, then check out the links below and come join me in the DAS community. Until next time, peace. Happy 2025.